Empowering excellence, the ripple effect of education. Welcome to the BlackCEO Podcast, where we dive deep into the minds of visionaries who are reshaping our world. Today, we're in for a treat as we explore the transformative power of education and empowerment through the lens of an extraordinary individual, Shannel Williams. Shannel isn't just an educator. She's a force of nature, a catalyst for change who's leaving an indelible mark on countless lives. Her work in creating inclusive learning spaces and embedding equity into teaching practices isn't just changing classrooms, it's changing futures. So buckle up, folks, because we're about to embark on a journey that might just change the way you think about education, empowerment, and your own potential to create ripples of positive change. Now, I know what you're thinking. Another talk about education? Hasn't this topic been done to death? Well, let me tell you, what Shannel brings to the table is far from your run-of-the-mill education spiel. We're not talking about standardized tests or homework policies here. We're talking about a revolution in how we approach learning, leadership, and the very fabric of our communities. Let's start with a quote that encapsulates Shannel's philosophy. Education is the key, and it takes a village. Simple words, right? But oh boy, the depth behind them is anything but simple. It's like one of those magic eye pictures. At first glance, it's just a jumble of colors, but look a little closer, and suddenly you see a whole new world. So what does it really mean to empower excellence in education? Is it about churning out straight A students? Is it about having the fanciest technology in classrooms? Well, not quite. It's about creating an environment where every single person, students, teachers, parents, community members, feels valued, supported, and empowered to reach their full potential. It's about nurturing leadership, fostering influence, and creating a ripple effect of positive change that extends far beyond the classroom walls. Imagine, if you will, dropping a pebble into a still pond. That initial splash, that's the act of empowering one person. But watch what happens next. The ripples spread outward, touching everything in their path, creating waves of change that extend far beyond that initial point of impact. That, my friends, is the power of empowerment in education. Let me share a story that Shannel told me, one that perfectly illustrates this ripple effect. Picture a student. Let's call her Maria. Maria was the kind of student who seemed invisible in the classroom. She sat in the back, never raised her hand, and seemed to be just going through the motions. But beneath that quiet exterior was a world of potential, just waiting to be unleashed. Through a mentorship program implemented by Shannel, Maria was paired with a teacher who saw past her silence and recognized the spark within her. This teacher didn't just help Maria with her studies, she helped Maria find her voice. She encouraged Maria to speak up, to share her ideas, to believe in herself. Now, you might think this story ends with Maria acing her exams or getting into a top college, but hold on to your hats because it goes so much further than that. Maria didn't just improve academically, she became a leader in her school. She started a peer mentoring program inspired by her own experience to help other quiet students find their voices. She organized community events that brought together students, teachers, and families. Maria's transformation wasn't just about her individual success. It was about creating a culture of empowerment that lifted up everyone around her. And here's the kicker. Maria's story didn't end with high school graduation. She went on to become a teacher herself, carrying forward the lessons she learned and continuing to create ripples of change in her community. This story highlights a crucial point. True excellence isn't just about individual achievement. It's about creating a culture of empowerment that uplifts others. It's about recognizing that our influence matters and using that influence to create positive change. Now, I want you to take a moment and repeat this affirmation with me. I am a leader, and my influence matters. I empower others, and together we rise. Feel a bit silly? Good. Sometimes we need to feel a bit silly to break out of our comfort zones, but I want you to really let those words sink in. This isn't just a feel-good statement, it's a call to action. It's a reminder that each of us, regardless of our job title or social status, has the power to make a difference. But how do we translate this philosophy into action? How do we move from nodding along to actually creating change? Well, Shannel's work provides us with some powerful strategies. First and foremost, it's about creating inclusive learning spaces. Now, when I say inclusive, I'm not just talking about racial or ethnic diversity. I'm talking about diversity of thought, experience, and perspective. It's about creating environments where everyone feels seen, heard, and valued. Shannel emphasizes the importance of embedding equity into teaching practices. And let me tell you, this isn't about treating everyone the same. It's about recognizing that different students have different needs and providing the support necessary for each individual to succeed. It's about leveling the playing field and ensuring that every student has the opportunity to excel. Let me share another story that illustrates this point. In one of the schools where Shannel implemented her programs, there was a student named Alex. Alex was brilliant with numbers, but struggled with reading due to dyslexia. In a traditional classroom, Alex might have been left behind or labeled as a problem student, but in this inclusive environment, Alex's strengths were celebrated while support was provided for his challenges. The teachers worked with Alex to develop strategies that played to his strengths. They used math to help improve his reading skills and incorporated audiobooks and text-to-speech technology to ensure he could access the same content as his peers. The result? Not only did Alex's reading improve, but his confidence soared. He went from being the kid who dreaded school to the one who couldn't wait to share his latest discoveries with his classmates. But here's where the ripple effect comes in. Alex's experience didn't just change his own educational journey. It changed the entire classroom dynamic. Other students began to see diversity not as a challenge, but as an asset. They learned to value different perspectives and to support each other's growth. The classroom became a microcosm of what an inclusive society could look like. Now, you might be thinking, this all sounds great, but I'm not an educator. How does this apply to me? And that's a fair question. But here's the thing. Education isn't just about what happens in classrooms. It's about lifelong learning, about constantly growing and evolving. And more importantly, it's about using our knowledge and experiences to uplift others. Whether you're a business leader, a community volunteer, or simply someone who wants to make a difference, you have the power to empower others. You have the ability to create ripple effects of positive change in your sphere of influence. Let me share another story from my conversation with Shannel. She told me about a corporate executive, let's call him James, who volunteered to mentor students in a local high school. James wasn't an educator by profession, but he understood the power of sharing his experiences and knowledge. James worked with students on practical skills like resume writing and interview techniques, but his impact went far beyond that. He showed these students what was possible. For many of these students who came from underserved communities, the corporate world seemed like an unreachable dream. But James made it tangible. He expanded their horizons and helped them dream bigger. The impact of James's mentorship extended far beyond those individual students. Many of them went on to college or successful careers, and they in turn became mentors to others. James's company, seeing the positive outcomes, established a formal mentorship program with the school. What started as one person's decision to give back turned into a sustainable partnership that continues to empower students year after year. This story illustrates a crucial point. Empowerment is not a one-way street. When we empower others, we often find ourselves empowered in return. We gain new perspectives, we develop new skills, and we find a sense of purpose and fulfillment that goes beyond our personal achievements. Shannel's journey is a testament to this. Her work has not only impacted countless students and educators, but it has also led to her own growth and recognition. She's been invited to share her insights through various interviews and podcasts, and she's been nominated for the prestigious Caribbean Posh Award. But for Shannel, these accolades are not the end goal. They're opportunities to reach a wider audience to spread her message of empowerment and positive change. So what can we learn from Shannel's approach? How can we apply these principles of empowerment in our own lives and communities? First, we need to recognize that empowerment starts with mindset. It's about believing in the potential of others, even when they might not see it themselves. It's about creating environments where people feel safe to take risks, to make mistakes, and to grow. Think about it. When was the last time you truly believed in someone, even when they didn't believe in themselves? When was the last time you created a space where someone felt safe enough to take a risk? These aren't just nice things to do. They're powerful acts of empowerment that can change lives. Second, we need to be intentional about creating opportunities for others to lead and succeed. This might mean mentoring someone, advocating for more inclusive policies in our workplaces, or volunteering in our communities. It's about using our influence, whatever that might be, to open doors for others. Third, we need to embrace a collaborative approach. Remember the quote, "It takes a village." That's not just a nice saying, it's a fundamental truth about how lasting change happens. We need to build connections, foster partnerships, and create networks of support that can sustain and amplify our efforts. Fourth, we need to commit to continuous learning and growth. The world is constantly changing, and so are the challenges we face. By staying curious, open to new ideas, and willing to adapt, we can ensure that our efforts to empower others remain relevant and effective. Lastly, and perhaps most importantly, we need to remember that empowerment is not about creating dependency. It's about giving people the tools, confidence, and opportunities they need to succeed on their own terms. It's about helping others find their voice, not speaking for them. Now, I want to invite you to join me in this journey of empowerment, whether through mentorship, education, or community service. Let's work together to create a culture of excellence, leadership, and influence. Let's be the pebbles that create ripples of positive change in our communities. For those of you who want to dive deeper into these concepts, I highly recommend checking out Shannel's books. Educators Rise, DEI in Education and Beyond the Classroom. These resources are designed to empower educators and students alike, providing practical strategies and innovative methods for creating positive change. And if you're looking for an opportunity to connect with like-minded individuals who are passionate about education and empowerment, I encourage you to attend the Educators Rise Conference on June 28th, 2025. Shannel will be there as a guest speaker, sharing her insights and experiences. It's an international conference that offers CPD credits, dynamic speakers, and valuable networking opportunities. It's a chance to come together and discuss innovative teaching methods, diversity, equity, and inclusion in special education. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with this thought. Empowering others is not just a noble goal, it's a necessity if we want to create a better world. Every time we uplift someone else, we create the potential for exponential positive change. Every time we use our influence to create opportunities for others, we're investing in a brighter future for all of us. So, here's my challenge to you. Look at your life, your work, your community, and ask yourself, how can I use my influence to empower others? How can I create ripples of positive change? Remember, you don't have to change the entire world overnight. Start with one person, one action, one day at a time. Because when it comes to empowerment, even the smallest actions can have profound impacts. Imagine a world where every interaction is an opportunity for empowerment, where every workplace is a breeding ground for leadership, where every community is a network of support and growth. This isn't just a pipe dream, it's a possibility that's within our grasp if we commit to this philosophy of empowerment. You might be thinking, but I'm just one person. What difference can I really make? Well, let me remind you of the ripple effect we talked about earlier. You might be just one person, but your actions can set off a chain reaction of positive change that extends far beyond what you can see. Think about Maria, the quiet student who became a leader and then a teacher. Think about Alex, whose experience changed not just his own education, but the entire classroom dynamic. Think about James, the corporate executive whose simple act of volunteering led to a sustainable mentorship program. These are not extraordinary people with superpowers. They're ordinary individuals who chose to use their influence to empower others. You have that same power. You have the ability to be the catalyst for change in you on your sphere of influence. Whether you're a parent, a coworker, a friend, or a community member, you have countless opportunities every day to empower those around you. So I challenge you to take action. Start small if you need to. Mentor someone in your workplace. Volunteer at a local school. Advocate for more inclusive policies in your community. Share your skills and knowledge with those who could benefit from them. Create spaces where others feel safe to take risks and grow. Remember, empowerment is not about grand gestures. It's about consistent, intentional actions that create an environment where others can thrive. It's about believing in people's potential, even when they don't see it themselves. It's about using your voice to amplify others, not to speak over them. In the words of Shannel Williams, education is the key and it takes a village. Let's be that village. Let's be the key that unlocks potential, that opens doors, that creates opportunities. Let's rise together, empower each other, and create a world where excellence, leadership, and positive influence are not the exception, but the norm. As you leave this talk today, I want you to carry with you the power of that ripple effect. Every action you take, every person you empower, creates waves of change that extend far beyond what you can see. You have the power to make a difference. You have the ability to create positive change. You are a leader and your influence matters. So go forth and empower. Go forth and create those ripples of change. Because when we empower others, we don't just change individual lives, we change the world. Thank you.